Welcome back to your channel, my friends. Today we are going to talk about blade technology. We are going to see a real blade server. But please, before we start, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Mainly, a normal computer consists of a CPU, a central processor unit, in addition to a memory or a RAM that will be installed on a motherboard. And of course, there is the hard drive or the storage. And we will not forget about the network interface card that will allow the computer to communicate with its environment. Blades are usually made of what's called models. Each model consists of CPU and RAM, while the storage and the network are shared among the models themselves. This will allow you to grow the performance of your blade server without the need to change the hardware itself. So instead of buying a normal server or a normal switch or router, companies will think of going to the blade in order to be able to add more efficiency to their servers, or maybe to allow their core router to have more throughput by just adding models without the need to change the whole device itself. And this is one important thing, is that this may be done without the need of downtime. This is because adding models to the blade may be done while the blade is up and running and without the need of turning it off. And thus there will be no downtime. Now I will show you a reblade system, and let's go. Okay, my friends, this is an example of a blade server. As you may see here, we have this is the storage of the blade. This is shared storage for all the models. As you may see, it's also you can unplug the hard disks easily in order to change. And these are the models here. I'll show you how to open them. I just plug this, and here it comes out. This is one of the models. I'll open it. Just a minute. And you can see here we have CPU and we have memory only. There's no hard disk, no network, nothing. As you may see from the back, here there's nothing. It's only this pluggable interface into the blade system. So this is an Intel blade system. As you may see here, we have 6 models: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. At the beginning, we may bring this blade with maybe 1 model or 2 models, and then we will expand to get more and more power. From the back of the blade, I'll show you the back. As you may see here, we have 2 powers. If you have 4 power supplies actually, in order to power all the models. In case we have 1 model, we may need like 2 power supplies only. When we start to add models, it will require more power, and thus we have more power supplies. And so actually this 3 will work together and 1 will be redundant. In here you can see we have 2 network switches that are shared, that are actually, first of all, they are redundant to one another, and they are shared among all the blade models. You may assign any physical port to any blade model, or maybe more than 1 physical port, as we will see in the configuration of the blade. Here we have an expansion slot in case we want to expand more of the storage. Because the storage is not good enough for us, we may expand more using a SAS connector. And this one is the configuration model. This one is this network interface is used to access the blade and configure
the necessary configuration, make the necessary configuration inside it. Assigning the network to any model or installing a new operating system, etc., inside a new model. This is the Intel Blade, and similarly, we may see other blade systems, maybe in the network criteria. We may see a bladed switch, or maybe a bladed router, bladed firewall. It depends on the need.
As for the configuration of the Intel Blade, we may enter through the control model, and we set its IP, static IP. Then we can access and see, as you may see here, the dashboard that show us all about the models and their sensors. We may see if the model is on or off. We see in addition to the status of the model, the CPU usage, the memory usage, if there's any error or warning on a certain model or in the blade itself, all is shown in the dashboard. As for the network configuration, we may assign each of the external ports to one of the server ports. Here we can see how to configure the external ports, each on its own ID. And then here it shows us clearly how each server port is taking which external port. In terms of storage configuration, we may assign all the hard disks as one disk group, or we may assign each parts of the disks each as a single group. Then we will create the volumes inside each group and assign each volume to its own server. Also, if you may see here that when we press on the volume itself, it shows us all about its information and to which server it is assigned. As well, we talked about the expansion slots. If you see here, we may expand the storage volume of a single server, all of the servers, depending on the requirement. As for the models, we may also see all information about the models when we press on a certain model. As you may see here, we can see the CPU that is installed on this model and the memory, as well as we may see the storage assigned to this certain model. This, my friends, will be all about blade systems. I hope this was good enough for you. I'm waiting for your comments, my friends, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos to come. Thank you.